Samsung has recently announced its Samsung Galaxy J7 Prime, which is the upgraded version of J7 2016 and the only mobile to have a fingerprint sensor under 20K mark from Samsung. So today let's unbox it and have a first look at the mobile. This is Jagdish, you're watching Technopirates, and before getting late, let's get into it. First of all, let's take a look at the box. At front there is Samsung branding, Samsung Galaxy J7 Prime, and at back there are some specs: 13 and 8 megapixel cameras, a fingerprint scanner, 3300 mAh battery. And here it says dual SIM plus SD card, so it's not a hybrid slot, that's good. The MRP quoted on the box is 19,400, but I got this for 18,500 INR. And I will talk about the specs in later part of this video. Now let me cut the seal, and as you can see here, they have written Indian SIM card only, but in reality if you use an Indian SIM card and make calls for 5 to 10 minutes, the phone will be unlocked. So no worries if you are planning to go to abroad with this phone. So here are some documents which probably we will never read in our entire life, and here is the charger. It outputs at 5 volt 1.5 ampere. And here are the earphones. Unlike these Chinese companies, Samsung is still bundling the earphones. I will talk about the sound quality of these earphones in my full in-depth review, so stay tuned to the channel and hit the subscribe button now. So these are the complete accessories you will be getting within the box. Here is the J7 Prime. I have got it in gold color, which is the third smartphone under the name of J7. Prior to this, there are two other smartphones with the name of J7, and they are the J7 and J7 2016. Now here are the quick specs. It has the Exynos 7870 chip underneath with 3 GB of RAM, Mali T80 MP2 GPU, and a non-removable 3300 mAh battery. Now let's take a look at the device. At front there is a 8 megapixel camera, earpiece, sensors. Next to that a 5.5 inch 1080p TFT display. Below that there are capacitive keys, a home button which also acts as a fingerprint scanner. At left we have the volume rockers, dual SIM card and micro SD slot. At right we have the speaker and power on off button. At bottom you have the mic, charging port and 3.5mm audio jack. At back there is a 13 megapixel camera, which is the same camera from the 2015 J5 and J7 with an LED flash. This time Samsung has went with the metal, so it looks and feels premium as well. As you can see, the back looks so neat because Samsung has moved the speaker to the side, which I feel is a weird location. I personally didn't see any phone having a speaker at this location. If you guys know, please comment down below. Now let's have a look at the fingerprint scanner. You no need to press the home button to unlock the phone. You can just place the finger on the sensor like we do on the OnePlus 3. The fingerprint scanner is not that responsive as of now. It is working 7 out of 10 times. That's why I added another fingerprint for the same finger. Still, it is not that responsive. I hope Samsung will address this issue and fix it with a software update. Now I would like to mention a few things about the screen. Usually Samsung J series phones always have AMOLED screens. That's the best thing about them. But this time Samsung has gone with a TFT display. I guess this is to differentiate with the A7 2016, which has a 1080p AMOLED display. And this time Samsung has removed the front facing flash and added a notification LED. Anyway, let's move ahead and take a look at the cameras. There is a 13MP rear facing camera with f1.9 aperture. No 4K recording, maximum you can record up to 1080p at 30 frames per second. At front there is an 8 megapixel camera for selfies. As per the specs, it has the same rear facing camera from the J5 2015. But specs and numbers are not everything, so I will talk more about the camera in my full in-depth review. Meanwhile, these were some of the pics shot with the rear facing camera. The pictures came out good with decent level of depth of field and colors are close to natural. And here are some selfies with the front facing camera. And initially I did not like the front facing camera. There is some problem with the exposure, but I hope it will be solved with a software update. Anyway, I will talk more about the camera in my full in-depth review which will be coming up very soon. So stay tuned to the channel. Please hit the subscribe button if you like this video and comment down below if you have any queries. Thanks for watching and have a colorful day. Bye bye.